Yeah, his name's Rafa, no longer the gaffer. Call him a backpacker, cause he's got that cake like Jaffa. Thick boy, obviously, not like in a pause way, but just more so in... It was a journey that lasted just a matter of months, but Spaniard and former Liverpool manager Rafa Benitez has been terminated by Everton. Terminating him overall seems a little bit harsh. I would have just, like, taken him out of the job personally, but... And having had ties and a strong affiliation with the other side of Merseyside, did Rafa Benitez really ruin Everton, or have they been doing that to themselves for a while? Honestly, that tune could take off. I'm not even gonna lie. Cake Like Jaffa EP coming out in 2027. By that point, Everton will still be 15th in the league. Now, if you're wanting some clarification on this topic and understanding of what's gone on, Everton, who are perennially sort of fighting for European spots / at the upper echelons of the mid-table, find themselves just 15th in the league and only 6 points above the relegation zone as things stand. After a 2-1 defeat to Norwich, who genuinely are one of the worst teams I've ever seen in the Premier League, Everton's board and owner decided that their partnership with Rafa Benitez was going to need to come to a close, having had young Benitez at the wheel for less than 12 months. Now, during this 2-1 defeat to Norwich, we actually had an Everton pitch invader who tried to get to Benitez himself. That, amongst various banners and chants from the travelling supporters, let Rafa know that he was very much on the edge of the end.
Am I sacked? Should I go? Bet I'm sacked.
Not that that was stopping him from smiling on a touchline. This man is a maniac. I think he might actually be a supervillain. Agent Rafa, I've been telling you since day one. I was actually concerned that he was going to tarnish the image that he had at Liverpool, and he's managed to go to Everton and somehow make his image even stronger. If anything, I was actually pretty depressed finding out that he'd lost his job. And the pitch invader during the Everton game, this guy is at least 47 years old. He's got a wife and kids watching on at home. Mum, why is dad being wrestled to the floor by multiple men in fluorescent jackets? How do you even know what fluorescent? You are 3 years old. This is an unrealistic skit anyway, because whatever any 47-year-old man running onto a football pitch on his own does not have a wife and kids. The best part of this, by the way, is that the steward was completely ready for this to occur. He's got his football boots on, ready to go already. There's shin pads under those trousers. You know what I find mental about this entire situation, right? The board and the people at the club allowed Rafa Benitez to remove certain members of the backroom staff and medical team, like head people within the medical team. Because of his deteriorating relationship with Luca Dean, they decided to offload Luca Dean to Aston Villa. So they prioritized Rafa Benitez not only in terms of the staff around the club, but also the playing staff, and then sacked him 3 days later.
I don't promote the violence, but many people need like some good slap right now in this club.
This guy's now come in, fucked up the whole place, sold Luca Dean to Steven Gerrard, and then cut loose. That's like selling all of your prized possessions to go get some little fancy 2-seater convertible, but you don't even have a driver's license yet. That's crazy as well. Like, who would not have a driver's license in this day and age? Like, that could just, could never be me. He may well have helped Liverpool and inadvertently rebonded with Reds fans, but he still seemed a little bit upset on public transport on the way home. He's on the train to nowhere. Who knows where this is terminating? Well, I mean, it's him getting terminated, allegedly, but not only is he completely just shafted where he's gone, he's also trying to do some charity work for the championship clubs in gifting Norwich 3 points so that the teams in the second tier don't have to deal with them again next season. I mean, they will, because they're going to get relegated. That's what they do. But after being given so many chances in the starting 11, I can't imagine Solomon Rondon has taken the news well. But, you know, just for like the sake of argument, you know, to play devil's advocate, if you will, was Rafa Benitez maybe treated a little bit unfairly? Did he have the tools at his disposal? No, he did badly. No, yeah, it was shocking.
Fuck off, you Spanish cunt.
Like, realistically, there wasn't even that phase like with Carlo Ancelotti where you could almost see that a project was starting to get built. But even from day dot, you know, the signings they made in the summer were, on the face of it, very unimpressive, and obviously there wasn't like barely any money involved in any of them. They brought in Mikalenko in January, which is, I assume, you know, pretty nice for Everton fans to actually be spending some money again. He obviously didn't have the greatest backing in that window, so I feel sympathy for him in that sense. And I think, really and truly, he did have to deal with people that don't make good decisions. I don't think the people that run Everton Football Club are good at running a football club. The resources that they have, the staff that they've had over the years, and the amount of money that they've spent in terms of net spend, I mean, these guys have spent £270 £75 million now, I believe, in terms of net spend in the last 5 years. Like, that's the 4th highest of anyone in the league. But then you look at their squad and you wonder where that money's even gone. They've still got Seamus Coleman at right back, who, by the way, has aged 14 years in the last 12 months. A centre-back partnership of Yerry Mina and Michael Keane is not really that great. Damari Gray and Andros Townsend as wide players, with Anthony Gordon, who's come through the youth academy, as another option. They were acting like a very cash-strapped club in the summer, which makes me wonder why even more they didn't just take that money for Richarlison when they got an offer from Barcelona. Because what, that was like £85 million? I understand, I think it was on deadline day. They didn't particularly have the time to replace him. £85 million for Richarlison is nuts. And speaking of Richarlison, actually, one other sympathy I can have with Rafa Benitez is that entire front line has been injured for pretty much the entire time he's been here. Richarlison has been coming back into the side recently, but was suffering from fitness issues at the start of the season. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has had more GQ front cover appearances than actual footballing ones. So, mate, get the loafers out. We've got another photo shoot. I don't know whether there'll be Everton fans watching this video. The reality is, you as a football club frustrate me as well. You should have accomplished more. The manager run that they've had has actually been pretty impressive. I mean, Ronald Koeman is a shambles, but Roberto Martinez, good manager. Carlo Ancelotti, excellent manager. Rafa Benitez, very good manager. So at a time where you weren't spending that much, you had the man for the job, and at a time where you were spending quite a lot, you had the man for the job. So it is just, I find it really, really strange that they haven't actually been able to kick on and get to even be in that West Ham position. Like, this is not an impossible top 6 to break into. Teams have done it in the last 2 seasons. At least there's a bit more transparency coming from the club at the moment. Like, one of the owners or like key shareholders in the club came out in a statement this week and said that like £100 million worth of debt that the club has basically been written off, which again is great communication. It's nice to have that layer of communication with the fans and the owners, but also should hopefully free up some money and some actual funds to spend. But it begs the question now, who can take over as manager? Who is the next man for the job at Everton? Graham Potter? Doubt he wants to take a downward step in his career. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is available after leaving Manchester United. I honestly think a 4-2-4 formation would kill Abdoulaye Doucouré. The last thing Everton needs is just vibes. Frank Lampard was linked with Crystal Palace and Norwich, but in the end, neither materialised. Could he be the man for the job? Well, as you know, I'm a pretty big fan of the Blues. Yeah, am I right? I mean, no, but in all seriousness, this job would probably send me into spiralling depression. Current Roma manager Jose Mourinho was actually linked with this job for approximately 13 minutes. The man saw Everton's email asking him to take the job and spent those 10 minutes in complete disbelief. He sacked his agent for even allowing it to get through to his personal email address. Imagine him trying to manage Alex Iwobi. That partnership, Mourinho and Everton together, would end in a triple homicide. So where actually now for Everton? I mean, yes, I think just some stability managerially would be good till the end of the season, but the next managerial appointment they make needs to be the right one, and I think they need some better recruitment, to be honest with you, because they've got a new stadium coming soon, and they need to get their act together before that actually happens. Improvements at right back are going to be pretty imperative, because again, Seamus Coleman's just not the guy anymore, unfortunately. At centre-back, they probably need improvements, to be honest with you. In the wide areas, or one of the wide areas, if you've got Damari Gray on the other side, needs improvement. But yeah, let me know what you think Everton need to do down in the comment section below. Who should they hire as manager, and where do they go from here? If you enjoyed this video, though, feel free to slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. It's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.